the contents of the snake venom. The snake venom will the contents of the snake venom will depend upon type of the snake. That I will tell you when I will explain all these contents. So type of the snake. So I will tell you in detail about the poisonous snakes found in India. So contents of the snake venom are fibrinolysin, which will break down the fibrin. Proteolysin, the name only will tells you what is the action. Proteolysin, it will break down the proteins. Neurotoxin, that will affect the nervous system. That is found in elapids. Then cholinesterase is also found in elapids. Now these are the two groups of the snake, elapids and vipers, that we will see in the next slide when we will see the different types of poisonous snake. Right now you just remember the contents of the snake: fibrinolysin, proteolysin, neurotoxin, cholinesterase, hemolysin, thromboplastin. Hemolysin and thromboplastin, they will act on the blood. They will they will reduce the coagulability of the blood, and that's why blood will be more fluid, and the clotting mechanism of the blood will be disturbed. And agglutinin, agglutinin is other cardiotoxin, that will act on heart. Coagulase, hyaluronidase, these are the other enzymes which are present in the snake venom. So these are the contents of the snake venom. It can be asked as a 2 mark question. So you will have to write 3 or 4 names of the contents of the snake: fibrinolysin, proteolysin, neurotoxin, and cholinesterase, which are present in elapids; hemolysin, thromboplastin, which are present in vipers. Elapids are neurotoxic snake, vipers are vasculotoxic snake. That we'll see in the next slide. Then agglutinin, cardiotoxin, and coagulase and hyaluronidase, these are the enzymes present in the snake venom. Now this is very important slide to understand the types of poisonous snakes. To understand the types of poisonous snakes, now we will not discuss about hundreds of poisonous snakes which are present all over the world. We will just group here. I have just grouped the snakes which are commonly found in uh, India, which are commonly found in India. Just 1 second. मी आनंद देतो. RVR medicine Anand clinic मधून. Sorry, there was a patient. Ha. Okay. Uh, So basically in India, the snakes are elapids, vipers, and sea snakes. You just have seen the names, two names here, elapids and vipers. So snakes are classified in the poisonous snakes found in India are they have been classified into 3 groups. Elapids, they are also called as neurotoxic snakes. The snakes which the snake poison which is having its action on the nervous system, which is having its action on the nervous system, are called as elapids. And the snakes which are having their action on vessels, the snakes which are having their action on the vessel, are called as vasculotoxic snakes, are called as viper. It is easy to remember, VV. So vipers are vasculotoxics, you got. Vipers are vasculotoxic, VV, you can easily remember. And elapids are neurotoxic. So elapids, the examples of elapids which are found in India are krait. Commonly there is one variety is banded krait, and another is cobra or king cobra, you can call. So these are the two main varieties which are found in the India: krait and cobra. And second group of the venom, snake venom, is vipers, which are vasculotoxic, which are having their action on the circulatory system, on the veins and all. So they are examples of vasculotoxic are Russell's viper and saw-scaled viper. Many of you might be knowing the common names of all these 4 snakes. Krait is also called as Manyar, Manyar, and when you call it as banded krait is in Marathi it is called as Patteri Manyar. It is Patteri Manyar, which is having strips on its body. And cobra, Nag, Nag, Indian cobra. And examples of vasculotoxic or vipers are Russell's viper and saw-scaled viper. Russell's viper is also called as, in Marathi it is also called as Ghonas. You might have heard this name, Ghonas, that is very deadly poisonous snake. And saw-scaled viper. Saw-scaled viper is the example. Saw-scaled viper is in Marathi it is called as uh, What is the common name of the saw-scaled viper? Furse. You might have heard the name Furse. So these are the four examples of poisonous snakes. Elapids, out of them, elapids are two varieties. Krait, that is Patteri Manyar or Manyar. Cobra, that is Nag. Vipers are vasculotoxic snakes. The examples are Russell's viper, that is Ghonas, and saw-scaled viper, its name is Fursa. And third group of the venomous snake is sea snakes. So sea snakes, the name only tells you sea snakes because they are found in the sea. They are present in the sea and they are myotoxic. Myotoxic means the snakes which are having, or the snake venom which are having their action on the muscles. They are having their action on the muscle. That's why they are called as myotoxic. Then we'll see in detail about all these three groups of the poisonous snakes. Neurotoxic snakes, we will see in detail about the neurotoxic snake. The name only tells you they are having their main action on nervous system. They are having their main action on the nervous system. They will cause muscle weakness of legs, not only legs, they can cause weakness all over the body, weakness and paralysis of the muscles, of the skeletal muscles. So muscles will become weak. So weakness of the muscles of the legs, it will cause paralysis of the facial muscles, muscles of the throat, and deadly or most important is paralysis of respiratory muscles. Respiratory muscles will undergo paralysis. What will happen? Patient will have difficulty in breathing. Patient will not be able to breathe. Patient will may need to be put on ventilator and all, and patient will die because of the respiratory paralysis. We'll see the clinical features of this in detail. It mainly affects the motor nerve. Now you know sensory and motor, so it mainly affects the motor nerves. That's why respiratory paralysis or the paralysis of all the muscles will occur. Then convulsions and paralysis is both in cobra venoms. Cobra, Nag, if the cobra has bitten any person, in the manifestations or in the signs and symptoms of cobra bite, there will be convulsions as well as paralysis. And in others like the other variety is that मण्यार. क्रेट. क्रेटमध्ये शक्यतो फक्त पॅरालिसिस असतं. देर इज ओनली पॅरालिसिस इन केस ऑफ क्रेट. बट कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर ऑफ कोबरा इज इट विल हॅव paralysis along with the convulsions. And importantly, how to identify clinically, local symptoms at the bite site are minimal. म्हणजे ज्या ठिकाणी साप चावलेला आहे, ॲक्च्युली तो न्यूरोटॉक्सिक स्नेक चावलेला आहे बोटाला, हाताला, पायाला, कुठेही, त्या ठिकाणी लोकल सिम्पटम्स विल बी मिनिमल. म्हणजे पेशंटला जास्त दुखणार नाही, उगीच थोडंसं काहीतरी टोचल्यासारखं वाटेल. सो लोकल सिम्पटम्स विल बी मिनिमल, बट द जनरल features or the general signs and symptoms will be very severe, just I told you, including the respiratory paralysis and all. Then some general symptoms may be due to local histamine release due to action of the venom. Means it can happen that the person may be allergic to the some of the contents of the venom. That's why local allergic reactions can be found at the site of bite because of that local histamine release. So what we call it as allergic manifestations at the site of bite. Otherwise, these neurotoxic snakes are having no local manifestations. Now, second group of poisonous snakes is vasculotoxic snake. Vasculotoxic snake, they just remember vasculotoxic, uh, vipers. So vipers are vasculotoxic. So they are having enzymatic destruction of cell wall and coagulation disorders. So enzymatic destruction of cell wall and coagulation disorders will be there. So blood will not clot, but blood will become more fluid. Blood will become more fluid and clotting, coagulation ability of the blood will be lost. The endothelium of the blood vessel is destroyed. Endothelium of the blood vessel will be destroyed and the person will manifest with hemolysis. There will be severe breakdown of the RBCs and other cells of the blood are also destroyed. The blood will fail to clot because of inability to undergo coagulation or clotting. Blood will fail to clot even after addition of thrombosis because of extremely low levels of fibrinogen. Because of absence or very low levels of fibrinogen, the blood will fail to clot even after the addition of thrombin. Then local oozing of the blood, because the poison is acting on uh, the poison is mainly that vascular toxic venom is acting mainly on the causing destruction. It is causing destruction of the uh, fibrinogen. Because of low levels of the fibrinogen, its clotting ability is lost. Locally also these manifestations will take place. That's why at the site of bite there will be oozing of the blood. Means even after long period, after the bite by the vascular toxic snake, there will be continuous oozing of the blood, because blood is not unable to get clotted. So there will be severe swelling. There will be severe swelling at the site of bite and spreading cellulitis. Now you can just differentiate one main differentiating point, clinical differentiating point between vascular toxic and hemotoxic snake bite. In hemotoxic venom, local what I mean to say, neurotoxic and vascular toxic. In neurotoxic snake, it is not acting on the blood vessels. Local manifestations will be minimal, and in case of vascular toxic venom, local manifestations will be severe, with severe swelling at the site of the bite. There will be spreading cellulitis, and also there can be gangrene, necrosis and gangrene at the site of bite, which is very common in case of vascular toxic venoms. Then bleeding will occur from orifices, means like mouth. There can be bleeding from mouth, there can be bleeding from nose. Patient can have hematemesis, patient can have per rectal bleeding, per vaginal bleeding. Patient can bleed from anywhere. There can be even concealed bleeding. Concealed bleeding means inside the body. Patient can have intracranial hemorrhage, patient can have peritoneal hemorrhage. Anywhere patient will go on bleeding because of disturbances in the coagulation of the blood. So patient will bleed profusely here, and local manifestations are severe. I repeat, local manifestations are severe in case of vascular toxic venom as compared to neurotoxic venom. Now, third group of poisonous snakes. Third group of poisonous snakes is myotoxic snake. The example of myotoxic snake is sea snakes. Is the sea snakes, and it will act, as the name suggests, it will act on the muscles. It will cause generalized muscle pain. Each and every muscle in the body will pain. It will ache because of the disturbed metabolism, and all the physiological processes in the muscle will be altered, and patient will have severe pain in his body. Myoglobinuria. What do you mean by myoglobinuria? Presence of myoglobin in urine. So normally myoglobin is not present in the urine, but because of disturbed metabolism within the muscle, large amount of myoglobin will be released into the blood, and for excretion, through the circulation, the blood will carry that large amount of myoglobin towards the kidney, and large amount of myoglobin will be carried to the kidney for excretion outside the body through urine. So patient will have myoglobinuria, that is presence of myoglobin in the urine. Then respiratory failure afterwards in the fatal cases. There can be respiratory failure because all the muscle, each and every muscle of the body is affected. So the respiratory muscles will also be affected, and that's why there can be respiratory failure because of affection or pathological changes they are taking place in the respiratory muscles as well. So got the three groups of the snake venoms: neurotoxic snakes, which are secreting the neurotoxic venom, which will have their action on the nervous system. There will be muscle weakness, particularly motor nerves. Motor nerves will be affected. That's why there will be paralysis of the muscles. In crate there will be only paralysis, and in cobra there will be convulsion as well as paralysis. Local symptoms at the bite site. Local symptoms at the bite site are minimal. Some general symptoms may be due to local histamine release due to action of the venom. So patient can have allergic manifestation to the poison. Vascular toxic venom, it is having destructive action or enzymatic destruction of the cell wall with coagulation disorders. So coagulability of the blood will be reduced, and there will be massive bleeding. Endothelium of the blood vessel is destroyed, so patient will have hemolysis. And hemolysis, that is breakdown of the RBC. So everything, this breakdown of the cells will occur in each and every type of the cells. Other cells are also destroyed. Blood fails to clot even after addition of thrombin, because extremely low levels of fibrinogen. Fibrinogen will be broken down by the snake venom. That's why even after the addition of thrombin, blood will not be able to clot. Then there will be local oozing of blood, because the clotting ability of the blood has been lost. The local oozing of the blood will occur continuously. And important distinguishing point between vascular toxic and neurotoxic snake: in vascular toxic snake, the local manifestations will be severe, with severe swelling, cellulitis, edema, and in severe cases later on the person can develop necrosis and gangrene. In some types, in some bites of the vascular toxic venom, in some unfortunate patient, the affected limb needs to be amputated. जे एखाद्या पेशंटला एवढं नेक्रोसिस आणि गँग्रीन होऊ शकते की ते ज्या पायाला ज्या हाताला त्याला साप चावलेला आहे, व्हॅस्क्युलर टॉक्सिक. So yes, yes, please, if you have any query. अरे देवा, आता कसं ऍड करायचं रे, मला तर काहीच माहित नाही. थांब मी बघतो. लेट मी चेक. अरे कसं करायचं रे इथून? पार्टिसिपेंट्स, हा, अलीम आणि प्रियांका इथून ऍडमिट करायचं. ओके, झालं का ऍड दोघी जणी? ओके, चलो तुमच्यामुळे मी शिकतोय तरी झूम ॲप. ओके, आर वी बॅक टू द स्लाइड्स? यू कॅन सी द स्लाइड. Oh, okay. I will continue. Neurotoxic, then we were vascular toxic. Okay, vascular toxic. Now, just I told you, there will be local oozing of blood because of inability of blood to coagulate. There will be severe swelling, spreading cellulitis, necrosis, and even gangrene. And there will be bleeding from different orifices like nose, mouth, rectum, vagina. From anywhere patient can bleed, and there can be even bleeding in the vital organs, or even the brain also. There can be intracranial hemorrhage. Third group of snake is myotoxic. Sea snakes have been added in this group. They are all the sea snakes are myotoxic. It will affect the muscles, as the name tells you, myotoxic. It will affect the muscles. The metabolism in the muscle will be hampered. Large amount of myoglobin will be released from the muscles, and it will be carried to the blood, and ultimately from blood for excretion it will be carried to the kidney. And the large amount of myoglobin will damage the kidneys. It will cause renal failure and respiratory failure because of involvement of the respiratory muscles by this myotoxic venom. Okay, so you got the three groups of the poisonous snakes. Okay, now we will see the signs and symptoms. Signs and symptoms of poisonous snake bite. Now, just I told you, according to the groups of the poison, uh, whether it is vascular toxic, whether it is neurotoxic, whether it is myotoxic, accordingly the clinical features will be developed. So, we'll see the signs and symptoms in detail. Poisoning occurs by either bite or injection or absorption of venom through cuts or scratches. So, it's simple. The commonest way is entry of that poison into the body by bite of a poisonous snake. साप चावल्यामुळे, किंवा this poison can also be locally injected. It can be injected. Just I told you, it can be preserved in powder form for years together. And if such a powder is mixed or it is injected locally through the cuts or open skin, or through the open scratches or cuts, open injuries on the skin, it will be absorbed locally. And local effects are specific depending upon nature of the poison. We have seen in detail. In case of vascular toxic poison, local symptoms will be severe. In case of neurotoxic poison, local symptoms will be minimal. There will be nothing more than just a sign of bite by the teeth of the poisonous snake. But in case of vascular toxic snakes, local manifestations will be severe, including necrosis and gangrene, which may even need the amputation of the affected limb, or whatever the part that has been bitten by the snake. And another common thing is death from shock due to fright. Means this is again very important, clinical important condition, because पेशंट फक्त मला साप चावला या भीतीनेच मरून जातो. पेशंट मला साप चावलाय, मग तो साप बिचारा बिनविषारी असेल, नॉन पॉइझनस स्नेक असेल, मला साप चावलाय, पेशंटला साप चावला एवढं जरी त्याला कळलं की आपल्याला एखादा साप चावून गेलाय, तो केवळ भीतीनेच मरून जातो, तो भले तो सापही नॉन पॉइझनस असेल. सो इम्पॉर्टंट क्लिनिकल मॅनिफेस्टेशन, पेशंट विल डाय बिकॉज ऑफ shock due to fright. Now, the clinical features, signs and symptoms will depend upon degree of toxicity. Degree of toxicity. आता degree of toxicity कशी decide होणार? Degree of toxicity will depend upon size of the person bitten. म्हणजे माणूस त्याचं वजन किती आहे, त्याची तब्येत कशी आहे, size of the person bitten. Importantly, potency of the venom, म्हणजे ते व्हेनम किती स्ट्रॉंग आहे, त्या सापांनी इंजेक्ट केलेले व्हेनम किती स्ट्रॉंग आहे. Nantar, toxic principles in the venom. We have seen all the contents. We have seen all the contents of the toxins of the poisonous snake. त्याच्यामध्ये काय काय असतं आपण पाहिलं, आता ते हायलोरोनिडेज वगैरे न्यूरोटॉक्सिक मध्ये वेगळे असतात, हिमोटॉक्सिक मध्ये वेगळे असतात. सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द टॉक्सिक प्रिन्सिपल्स प्रेझेंट इन द venom. Then amount injected, that is again important. We will see in the fatal dose as we study the fatal dose and fatal period of each and every poison. Here also in the next subsequent slides I will explain you or I will tell you the exact dose of every snake, that amount of poison that is required for the fatal complications. So amount injected also important for the development of clinical features, or degree of toxicity will depend on that. Then whether the snake recently had its prey, म्हणजे एखाद्या माणसाला चावण्यापूर्वी साप काहीतरी खाऊन आला असेल, उंदीर, बेडूक किंवा त्याचं काहीतरी एखादं अन्न ऑलरेडी खाऊन आलेलं आहे आणि लगेच काही वेळातच लगेच एखाद्या माणसाला चावला तर पॉयझनचं प्रमाण कमी असेल. व्हाय? बिकॉज that much amount of poison has already been used by the snake for its previous prey. म्हणजे त्यांनी आधीच काहीतरी शिकार करून आलेला असेल, काहीतरी खाऊन आलाय आणि मग एखाद्या माणसाला चावलं तर कदाचित पॉयझनचं प्रमाण थोडंसं कमी असल्यामुळे. Yes, 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 yes. Anyone wants to ask anything? Please mute yourself so that I will continue undisturbed. If you want to ask any query, you can mute yourself. Please don't disturb otherwise. Please. Okay. Whether the snake recently had its prey, if the snake recently had its prey, the amount of poison in the subsequent amount of poison venom in the subsequent bites will be less. Then whether the bite on the naked skin or through the clothing, that will also decide the amount of venom to be injected into the body. डायरेक्ट उघड्या भागावर, बोटावर, पायावर, हातावर जर चावला तर the amount of venom injected will be more. आणि कपड्यावरून जर चावला, if the snake has bitten through the clothing, the amount of snake injected will be less. Then type of fang, whether it is grooved or canal, हे दाताचे प्रकार आहेत. दाताचे प्रकार I have not explained you how to distinguish between poisonous and non-poisonous snake, because those images are not here in my PPT. That's why I have actually in the beginning I should have explained you about the difference between poisonous and non-poisonous snake. You can see it in the textbook, or if you don't have textbook at home with you, you can see it on the Google also, because I don't have images. There is a chart of difference between poisonous and non-poisonous snake. So there is one difference of the teeth, difference in the characteristic of the teeth, whether it is grooved or canalized. It will also decide the amount of venom injected into the bite site. Then again important thing is season and time of the bite. कुठल्या ऋतूमध्ये साप चावलाय. If the snake has recently emerged from hibernation, कात टाकणे माहिती आहे तुम्हाला? कात टाकणे म्हणजे साप काही ठराविक पिरियड नंतर हायबर्नेशन पिरियड मधून बाहेर येतो आणि त्याची जुनी कातडी टाकून देतो. त्याची जुनी कातडी टाकून देतो, त्याला आपण कात टाकणे म्हणतो. तर अशा कात टाकण्यातून हायबर्नेशन पिरियड मधून नुकताच बाहेर आलेला जो साप असतो त्याचं पॉइझन सगळ्यात डेडली किंवा पोटंट व्हेनम असतं. सो इफ द that's such a snake who has just come or recently emerged out from the hibernation period will have the most potent venom, and so the small amount of venom will also be deadly for any person. And another difference is there, nocturnal bites are more serious than day bite. Now I don't know reason of this, but रात्रीच्या वेळेस जर साप चावला तर जास्त प्रमाणात पॉइझन असतं as compared to if the snake has bitten in the daytime. So these are some of the points which will decide the degree of toxicity. Size of the person bitten, weight and build of the person, potency of the venom, toxic principles present in the venom, what amount of venom that has been injected into the bite site, whether the snake recently had its prey or just I told you, immediately after the prey, if the bite has been done, the amount of poison injected will be less because large amount of poison has already been utilized or ejected for killing the prey the snake just recently had. Then whether the bite on the naked skin or through the clothing, then type of the fang, it is grooved or canalized, and season and time of the bite. If the snake recently come out from the hibernation period, the venom will be highly potent. Nocturnal bites, nighttime bites are more serious than day bites. Now just we have seen the introductory part, bite by elapid snake and bite by viper snake and bite by myotoxic snake. So we will see now the signs and symptoms of elapid bite. If and the person has been bitten by the elapid snake. What are the examples of elapid snakes? Anyone? What are the examples of elapid snakes? Elapids are having their main action on. Can you mute yourself? Yes, elapids means which are having, elapids means which are having their action on nervous system, neurotoxic. Yes, neurotoxic. So what are the examples of neurotoxic snakes? Two examples in India. I am asking in India. Cobra, yes. Crate or banded crate, and cobra or king cobra. Yes, cobra. Yes, these are the two examples found in India. So we will see the signs and symptoms of elapid bite. If any person has been bitten by cobra or crate or banded crate, what will be the signs and symptoms? Just we have seen in the introductory part, local symptoms are minimal. Local symptoms are mild. Neurotoxic effects will be more once that poison will enter. When the person has been bitten by this elapid snake, uh, the poison will be absorbed systemically and will affect the nervous system. Just we have seen local symptoms are mild, so there will be slight burning. आता काही सुई टोचली, काटा टोचला तरी थोडंसं टोचल्यासारखी जी वेदना होते तेवढी वेदना होणार ज्या जागी साप चावलाय तिथे. सो दॅट इज स्लाइट बर्निंग at the site with triple response. Now you know triple response of inflammation, that flush, flare and wheal. You might remember from your pathology, flush, flare and wheal. So slight burning at the site with triple response. Now the poison will be absorbed systemically and it will start affecting the nervous system. That's why patient will have first manifestation of giddiness, त्याला चक्कर आल्यासारखी होईल. So patient will have giddiness, lethargy, weakness, muscle weakness, because it is mainly affecting the motor nerves. It is affecting the motor nerves. That's why patient will have muscle weakness and paralysis. The muscles will get paralysis because of involvement of the motor nerve supply of the muscles. Now there will be salivation, vomiting, weakness in the legs, staggering gait. Patient ला सरळ चालता येत नाही. Patient will not be able to walk straight, so the patient will have staggering gait, difficulty in speaking and swallowing. Patient will have difficulty in speaking and swallowing because of paralysis of the muscles of tongue, muscles of the mouth and muscles of the throat. So there will be difficult swallowing. Then ptosis. What is ptosis? Drooping of the eyelids. There will be drooping of the eyelids and paralysis of extraocular muscle. You know, four extraocular muscles which help us, or which are having the important movement of eyeball. Sorry. So patient will have ptosis, drooping of the eyelid. Patient will not be able to open eyes. It will cause paralysis of the eyelids also, and paralysis of the extraocular muscle. So patient will not be able to move his eyeballs. Sorry. and respiratory muscles will also get paralyzed. Respiratory muscles will also get paralyzed, so patient will have difficult breathing, slow and difficult breathing. Patient is conscious but unable to speak. Now important characteristic. uh, yes, anyone, query, any query? ओके. पेशंट इज कॉन्शियस म्हणजे पेशंट अगदी लास्ट स्टेजला जाईपर्यंत पेशंट डझंट लूज हिज कॉन्शियसनेस. शेवटपर्यंत पेशंट शुद्धीवर असतो. सो पेशंट इज कॉन्शियस बट अनेबल टू स्पीक. वाय? बिकॉज ही इज नॉट एबल टू मूव द टंग, नॉट एबल टू मूव एनी मसल इन द लॅरिंग्स. येस, येस. Why? She was in the meeting only. Okay, I will add. तिने का सोडली मध्येच मीटिंग? Okay, added. Okay, we will see. Where were we? Salivation, vomiting, weakness in legs, traveling, difficulty in speaking and swallowing because of paralysis of the mouth muscle, neck muscle, tongue muscles, and muscles of the throat. Then ptosis and paralysis of extraocular muscles, slow and difficult breathing. Patient is conscious but unable to speak. Then after 2 hours, if the poisoning continues, after 2 hours the respiration will cease because all the muscles of respiration will get paralyzed with or without convulsions. Now it depends upon the type of the snake. If it is krait, there will not be convulsion, and if it is cobra, the paralysis will be associated with convulsion, and the heart will stop, and the patient will die. If the patient survives paralysis, if the patient survives this 2 hours period of paralysis, recovery is likely. So patient will recover nicely if the patient survives this stage of paralysis, and during recovery skin and cellular tissue around the bite site are necrosed, which is very common in which is very common in vasculotoxic snake bite. Here also, following the cobra bite or krait bite, this necrosis and gangrene can occur in this also, which is very common in vasculotoxic snake bite. But in neurotoxic also, the localized tissue around the bite site can get necrosed. Now second, you got the clinical features of elapid bite? Any problem here? Just remember, elapids are neurotoxic snake. They will have their main action on the nervous system, because of which all the motor nerves or motor nerve supply of all the muscles will be lost. So each and every muscle in the body will get paralyzed, including respiratory muscles, and patient will die because of respiratory paralysis and heart failure. Got up to here? Elapid bite, signs and symptoms of elapid bite. Okay, yes, okay. Now we will go to signs and symptoms of viper bite. Vipers are vasculotoxic. Vipers are vasculotoxic. They will have their main action on the blood and blood vessel and the wall of the blood vessel. Here the local symptoms are very severe. Local symptoms are very severe, and it will have vasculotoxic effect. Local symptom means at the site where the snake has bitten, हाताला, पायाला, बोटाला जिथे कुठे साप चावलेला असेल तिथे local symptoms will be very severe, and there will be continuous oozing of the blood from the site of bite, and there will be severe vasculotoxic effects. So there will be intense local pain at the site of bite with swelling of the limb or swelling of the part which has been bitten by the snake. Ecchymosis, large amount of blood will get collected, and severe oozing of hemolytic blood. Continuously fluid hemolytic blood will keep on flowing from the site of the bite. Blisters may appear because here local manifestations are more, so blisters may appear at the site of the bite. Patient will have nausea, vomiting, and collapse. Why collapse? Because of bleeding. Because of the bleeding. अरे कोणाचा कोंबडा उठला आता शिकावर, आरवला आता कोणाची पाठ झाली काय माहिती. Okay, nausea, vomiting, collapse. Why collapse? Because of circulatory collapse. Because of failing circulation, there will be collapse with cold, clammy skin. These all are the manifestations of circulatory failure. These manifestations are because of circulatory failure. So collapse with cold, clammy skin, rapid and feeble pulse. Cold, clammy skin with rapid and feeble pulse. All these are the signs of failing circulation. So peripheral circulation will collapse. The skin will become cold and clammy, and the pulse will be rapid and feeble. That is the sign of circulatory collapse. Pupils will be dilated, which are insensitive to light. So even you put the light into the eye with the help of torch, the pupils will not constrict. So pupils will be dilated, which are not reacting to the light, and there will be complete loss of consciousness. Now here one more difference will come. In case of neurotoxic, the consciousness is retained until death. मरेपर्यंत पेशंट शुद्धीवर असतो. The consciousness is retained until death. And in case of neurotoxic vascular toxic bite, there is complete loss of consciousness. That is because of shock. So blood supply to the brain will also be disturbed, and because of shock and failing circulation, and patient will have complete loss of consciousness. Then intravascular hemolysis can cause hemoglobinuria. म्हणजे ब्लड व्हेसल मध्येच आरबीसी ब्रेकडाऊन व्हायला सुरुवात होते. सो इंट्राव्हॅस्क्युलर hemolysis will cause hemoglobinuria, petechial hemorrhages, hemoptysis. All these are the manifestation of bleeding. You know, petechial hemorrhage, patchy spotty bleeding in the mucosa or below the skin. So petechial hemorrhage will be there. Hemoptysis will be there. Hemoptysis, like bloody expectorations. Bleeding gums will also bleed easily, and bleeding from any orifice, from mouth, maybe in case of, in the form of hematemesis, or through the rectum, or through the nose, through the eyes, or through the vagina, through the urethra. Anywhere patient can bleed. So bleeding from any orifice can occur. Then hemorrhages may cause acute tubular necrosis. Hemorrhage may cause acute tubular necrosis. Is anyone there from our class? No. Okay. Uh, 1 second. Hemorrhage will lead to acute tubular necrosis and renal failure. If any shock condition is maintained for more than 2 hours, any shock condition, that may be neurogenic shock, cardiogenic shock, psychogenic shock, or hypovolemic shock. You know, you might have studied in general pathology so many types of shock. So if the shock condition is maintained for more than 2 hours, this circulatory collapse, or what we call it as circulatory shock, circulatory failure, which has occurred because of hemorrhages or bleeding disorder that has occurred by the vascular toxic snake bite. So if this hemorrhagic shock remains for more than 2 hours, it will cause irreversible damage to the kidney, what we call it as ATN, acute tubular necrosis. Acute tubular necrosis within the kidneys will occur, and the person will develop renal failure. Renal failure if the hemorrhage or any shock condition is maintained for more than 2 hours. Then death from circulatory collapse. And if the patient survives this shock condition, the patient receives the treatment and survives this shock condition, patient receives blood transfusion and all the life-saving support, and all the general treatment is given properly. If the patient survives this acute phase, the local lesions are aggravated. Means we have seen in hemotoxic snake bite. In hemotoxic snake bite, what happens? The local lesions are very severe. म्हणजे पायाला हाताला जिथे कुठे साप चावलेला असेल, the local manifestations are very severe. They will get aggravated. Suppuration will occur, secondary bacterial infection will occur, and it will lead to necrosis and even gangrene. It can even lead to gangrene, and in some patients you may even need to ampute that part. म्हणजे जर पायाला कुठे तळपायाला कुठे साप चावलेला असेल तर तो भाग सुद्धा काढून टाकायला लागतो. सो लोकल लिजन्स विल बी ॲग्रेवेटेड. म्हणजे पेशंट व्यवस्थित रिकवर झालाय, 6 दिवस झाले, 8 दिवस झाले, पेशंट हॅज रिसिव्ड ऑल द इनिशियल लाईफ सेव्हिंग ट्रीटमेंट, पेशंट हॅज रिकवर्ड फ्रॉम द poisonous effects of the snake, but patient will have later complications of local lesions which have got aggravated maybe after 8 or 10 days after the bite, and the special attention is to be given to that suppuration, necrosis and gangrene that has occurred at the site of bite. Okay, these are the two groups we have studied. Signs and symptoms of neurotoxic snake. Characteristic symptom is paralysis, And signs and symptoms of viper bite. Characteristic symptom is bleeding disorder with circulatory collapse. You can write when you know the pathology, when you understand the basic mechanism of the action of the poison, you need not to mug up everything. तुम्हाला सगळं पाठ करायची गरज राहत नाही. Just understanding, you can write 2 pages. So you can easily write the answer of elapid bite, and easily same with viper bite. So just understand the basic action. Third one, I have already told you, sea snake bites. Sea snake will come under myotoxic. So sea snakes will come, yes, sea snakes will come under myotoxic snakes. The name only tells you they are having their action on muscles. Metabolism of the muscles will be severely hampered. So bite will be felt as a sharp initial prick, sweet osल्यासारखा, sweet osल्यासारखा, sharp initial prick. Later on, it becomes painless. 1 to 2 hours after the bite by sea snake, 1 to 2 hours after the bite by sea snake, patient will have generalized muscle pain and stiffness. प्रत्येक मसल, शरीरातली प्रत्येक मसल दुखायला सुरुवात होते पेशंटची साधारण सी स्नेक बाईट नंतर 1 ते 2 तासामध्ये. सो जनरलाइज्ड मसल पेन विथ स्टिफनेस, विथ the stiffness generally begins in the neck and then affecting the all the limbs, limb girdle, shoulder girdle, pelvic girdle, all the muscles of the limb will be affected, upper as well as lower limb. Now just we have seen in the introductory part, myoglobin will be released. Myoglobin will be released in large amount. Myoglobin will be released in large amount from the muscles, will be carried for excretion via kidney. It will be carried to the kidney so that it will be excreted out through urine, and it will give rise to the clinical condition called as myoglobinuria, which gives characteristic dark brown color to the urine. Now other pathological changes will take place because of all those disturbed mechanism and metabolism in the muscles are increased serum transaminase, and respiratory failure can occur because of affection of the all the muscle. So many muscles are involved in the respiration: internal intercostal, external intercostal, sternocleidomastoid is also helpful. There's so many muscles in the lower part of the neck which are helpful, and another important muscle, the big important muscle which helps for breathing or which helps for respiration is diaphragm, and also the abdominal muscles. Abdominal muscles also contract to push the diaphragm upward, so that the expiration will occur. Those muscles of respiration, primary, accessory, and all. So all these muscles of respiration will also be affected by this myotoxin, and that's why respiration will be difficult. Patient will undergo respiratory failure and will die because of respiratory paralysis. So these are the three main groups of the snake poison. Type diagnosis. If any patient comes now, here one should not waste the time. If the patient has got any poisonous snake bite, you should not waste any time in the lab investigation. If the patient is manifesting with the clinical feature, म्हणजे तुम्हाला दिसतंय साप चावण्याची हिस्ट्री दिली पेशंटने, किंवा कदाचित त्याला माहिती नसेल गवतात किंवा अंधारात काय चावून गेले, पण तुम्हाला मॅनिफेस्टेशन दिसतात. पेशंट इज हॅव्हिंग टॉसिस, पॅरालिसिस, नॉट एबल टू वॉक, उचलून आणले त्याला, किंवा ब्लिडिंगचे काही साइन्स असतील, यू नीड नॉट गो फॉर इन्व्हेस्टिगेशन. द क्लिनिकल फीचर्स शुड गिव्ह यू आयडिया अबाउट द diagnosis, or patient might have some poisonous snake bite. So still there are some investigations have been mentioned in the book. Aqueous washing from the bite area, म्हणजे जिथं साप चावलेला आहे ते पाण्याने किंवा नॉर्मल सलाईनने धुवून घ्यायचं, and they are tested for cholinesterase for elapids and thromboplastin for viper. These are the contents of the snake venom. If the cholinesterase is found at the bite site, that means it is elapid bite, and if thromboplastin is found, that means it is a viper bite. So ECG should be carried out for snake venom. ECG can also be carried out for the snake venom bite, because it will affect the cardiac muscles also. So there will be changes in the ECG. And hyperkalemia, because of other pathological changes taking place in the all over the muscles, or all the muscles in the body, it will cause large amount of potassium that has been released into the circulation, and hyperkalemia, increased potassium level, will damage the cardiac activity. So these investigation we generally do not go in case of acute cases, and when the patient has been urgently brought to the hospital with unknown snake bite, we do not go for this investigation. Depending upon the clinical feature, we start with the treatment. Okay, this needs some time. Okay, I think it's enough for today. Just go back to the meeting. Is it okay? You can unmute yourself, or I need to unmute you. You can unmute yourself. Okay. Any problem with today's lecture? If you have any difficulty, any problem, you can message me on WhatsApp. You can message me on WhatsApp. Okay. So should I leave now? I will end the meeting. Okay. How will you submit the attendance? How will you submit the attendance? Right now, 30 participants are there. Who will, someone take responsibility? Someone take responsibility to submit the attendance to me by taking those screenshots and all. I don't know how you people do it. Someone please get the screenshots and send me the attendance. ओके सो दॅट ईच अँड एव्हरी वन काय होतं माहिती का आपलं कुठलंही एक लेक्चर झाल्यानंतर तुम्ही जेवढ्या लोकांनी लेक्चर अटेंड केलंय ना तेवढी सगळी लोक स्क्रीनशॉट पाठवत बसतात आणि मध्ये 40-50 स्क्रीनशॉट मोबाईलमध्ये त्यापेक्षा एकानी किंवा एक दोन जणांनी कुणीतरी त्या अटेंडन्सचे स्क्रीनशॉट काढून मला पाठवा म्हणजे मला प्रिझर्व करायला सोपं जाईल. ओके शुड आय एंड द मीटिंग? ओके 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 थँक्यू व्हेरी मच. कशी करायची